All right, let's talk about something that's, well, a bit of a headache for most of us developers: API documentation. Today we're going to see how you can create some really powerful interactive API docs. And here's the best part: directly from your Go code when you're using the Gin framework.
So let me just ask you this, straight up. Do you hate writing API documentation? Yeah, I thought so. If you're a developer, chances are the answer is a big yes. It's one of those things, right? We all know we have to do it, but nobody really wants to.
And that's the kicker, isn't it? It is so essential. Good docs are literally the backbone of a usable API. But doing it manually? It's slow, it's tedious, and let's be honest, it always gets pushed to the back of the line. And what do you end up with? Outdated, frustrating docs for everybody. So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to quickly touch on why this is such a common problem. Then we'll meet our heroes, Gin and Swagger. After that, I'll walk you through a super simple 3-step setup. We'll look at what code-first docs really means, and then the big payoff, the awesome interactive guide you get at the end. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the why. Why do we even need to bother with this stuff? Believe me, it's way more than just checking a box on a to-do list.
When you get it right, what's the real impact? It's not a chore. It's a catalyst. You're talking better team collaboration, faster development cycles, and way less time getting new folks up to speed. But the big one? It's a contract. A clear agreement between your front-end and back-end teams. That alone prevents a universe of headaches and miscommunication.
All right, problem established. So what's the solution? Well, this is where a pretty perfect partnership comes into play. We're talking about Gin, which is a blazing fast web framework for Go, and Swagger, you might also know it as OpenAPI, which is basically the gold standard for API docs. And this really shows you the night and day difference. The old way, manual docs, so slow. They're outdated the second you push a code change, and they're just riddled with human error. Swagger completely flips that script. It's fast and automated because it reads your code. It's always in sync, and the best part, you can actually interact with it and test things out.
Okay, so how do we actually make this happen? You might be thinking it's going to be super complicated, but it's not. The whole thing really just boils down to 3 simple steps.
Here we go. Step 1, install a couple of packages with GoGet. Easy enough. Step 2, you sprinkle some special comments, we call them annotations, right into your code. And step 3, you run one little command to generate everything. Seriously, that's it.
And this right here is the magic wand, Swag Init. This one command does all the heavy lifting. It scans your entire project, finds all those little comments you added, and poof, it builds all the files Swagger needs to create that beautiful interactive UI.
This really gets to the heart of the idea, what we call code-first documentation. Think about it. Instead of having your docs in some separate, forgotten Word file, your code itself becomes the single source of truth. You're basically writing the story of your API as you're building it.
So, where do you start? You start at the top with what are called top-level annotations. You'll usually stick these in your main.go file. This is for all the big picture stuff for your API. The title, the version, a quick description, and the base path for all your endpoints like API/v1.
And this is literally what it looks like, just a simple block of comments right at the top of your file. The Swag tool is smart enough to find this, read it, and use it to build the header for your whole documentation page. So clean, so simple, and it lives right there with your code.
Okay, so once you've got the big picture done, you zoom into the individual routes. These are the route-level annotations. You put these right above each of your handler functions. And they describe everything about that one endpoint. A quick summary, what it does, what a successful response looks like, and the super important one, the @router tag that defines the path and the HTTP method.
And again, here's a real-world example for a super simple hello endpoint. You can see the summary, greet user. You see the tag for grouping it, the success response, and that router definition which says plain as day, this is a GET request to /hello. And all of this gets translated automatically into your documentation.
Now, as simple as this is, there are a couple of little traps you can fall into. The biggest one, and I mean everyone does this at first, is forgetting to run swag and init again after you make a change. Your docs won't update. Also, double-check your @router paths for typos and make sure your parameter types are right. And of course, if you add a brand new endpoint, you gotta remember to annotate it.
Okay, so you've installed the stuff, you've added your comments, you've run that magic command. Now what? What's the big payoff? What do you actually get for doing all this?
You get a fully functional, professional, and interactive guide to your API that took you almost no extra effort to create.
This, my friends, is the Swagger UI. It's this gorgeous browser-based interface where literally anyone, your front-end devs, other back-end devs, your QA team, can see every single endpoint. They can understand what it does, what it needs, and here's the killer feature. They can actually try it out and see the response right there in the browser.
And once it's all running, all you have to do is go to this URL in your browser. Usually it's just /swagger/index.html, and boom, your entire API is right there, laid out for you, ready to explore and test in real time.
So when you think about it, what you're really doing here is making your code self-documenting. That whole painful, separate chore of writing docs, it just disappears. It becomes a natural part of your development workflow. Which kind of leaves you with this powerful question to think about. What if your code could just write its own manual? Well, with this approach, it absolutely can.